My name is Sage. I am from the Maldives. I came to Canada around 3 years ago, and I practice a couple of different types of artistic forms, but mainly I focus on paper, sculptural art, and more living art conceptually added into things like driftwood and other recycled materials. So I started messing around with structures, trying to bring more depth into three-dimensional animal sculptures and so on. And eventually kind of snowballed into what I'm doing now. I also really love plants. I'm like a avid plant parent, so that was another reason why I had the living art. I love decor and a lot of design related things, so I thought maybe using different types of materials that might be recycled, especially like driftwood and so on, to mount different types of living art like plants and so on to decorate places where it would be taken care of, and also provide a decorative piece to a home or an office space or so on. Yeah. In terms of my sculptural pieces, a lot of the times it is about each piece, especially like I make a lot of animal sculptures. Let's say if you're making a bird or like something like a horse or a deer or something like that, then you kind of have to think about how that's going to come through, because you kind of have to make a skeletal structure underneath, decide how it's going to look outside, how natural it's going to look, how accurate you're possibly going to be able to make this, what kind of artistic angles you're going to be able to take. So it's a process of trying to figure out, so it takes a lot of time as well. So I would say, like, depending, let's say if you're like have a job or something like that, that would be one of the things that would also take time. It's a long process. Yeah. My expectations were that I would meet like-minded people, but also like have a environment where we would be able to share ideas, also help a newcomer specifically break into the art industry here. Like I said, I've been here for 3 years. I've been doing different things around art, but I've not really been able to fully immerse myself in the art sphere here. So I'm hoping that this would be a good way for me to do that, and also perhaps get pointers or like mentorship and so on from established people who might be able to take my art to the next level and really elevate them and make myself a proper brand, so that people know what kind of things that I make and who I am and why I make the things that I make. I think it's important because there's a big difference between coming from an environment that you know really, really well, coming to a completely different one, and having to navigate a lot of different. It's not just you're trying to, like, if you're an artist, you want to also like get your career as an artist established, but like that's not the only thing that you kind of have to focus on. You have to focus on how you're gonna make rent, how you're going to just integrate and make a social life, and any of those things. It's very difficult as a newcomer. There are many challenges and barriers, so I think it is extremely important for these kinds of programs in terms of accessibility, in terms of making sure that there's a focus on minorities that are at a disadvantage, especially when they're coming to a completely different environment.